In a world that feels like it's constantly spinning, where everything seems so uncertain, I think we're all just looking for something solid to hold on to. Today, we're going to dive into this really powerful idea, what it means to find an unshakable anchor that can hold you steady no matter what storm you're walking through.
So let's just start with a question that gets right to the heart of everything. What if your worst days, those moments you are just so ashamed of, the days you felt like a complete failure, what if they didn't get the final say? What if they literally couldn't disqualify you?
Because let's be real, deep down, that's what we're so often afraid of, isn't it? That we've messed up too badly this time. And that fear, well, it creates this constant, heavy companion for so many of us, worry. And man, it is a weight that shows up in 1,000 different ways.
Sometimes it just starts as this low hum in the back of your mind. You know the one, that relentless loop of what-ifs about the future, just replaying every single possible thing that you just can't control. And then it starts digging into the past, right? Reminding you of every single mistake, every regret, whispering about the person you used to be, the one you're trying so hard to move on from. And before you know it, it's planted itself right in your present moment, right in the middle of the mess you're in right now, with all the questions you have zero answers to, that feeling of being completely and totally stuck. Ultimately, all of this noise, all this chatter, it just feeds one deep personal feeling: weakness. That quiet conviction that you are just not enough to handle all of this. And that feeling is just absolutely exhausting.
So where does this draining cycle even come from? Well, more often than not, it's actually rooted in this hidden belief we carry around. This idea that love, especially God's love, must have limits, that it's gotta be conditional. We feel this immense pressure, don't we? This urgent need to clean up our act, to finally fix the mess, to somehow get it all together before we can be worthy of any security or peace or love. It's like this finish line we spend our whole lives running towards, but somehow never, ever reach.
And this brings us to a really crucial reflective question. Just take a second with this. What's the specific lie you've been believing about love having limits? Is it that you've made way too many mistakes? That you're not trying hard enough? Or maybe just that you're too broken? Just identifying that lie, that's the first step to freedom. The next step is to confront it, not with wishful thinking, but with a radical, constant truth, a fact that exists completely outside of our fears and all of our feelings. And this right here, this is the pivot point. We feel distant, we feel disqualified, we feel completely alone. But what if those feelings, as real and powerful as they are, aren't the ultimate reality? What if they're not the final word? Our source material really centers on this incredible promise from the book of Romans. It says that nothing, not our highest highs or our lowest lows, not a single thing in all of creation has the power to break this bond of love. And this is what we're calling the one constant. It is the anchor. It's a foundation that doesn't shift when your circumstances do. It doesn't vanish when your feelings change. And it doesn't break when you fail. It just is. So what does it actually look like to live from this place? Well, it means learning to prioritize this unshakable fact over our ever-changing feelings. And look, it's a practice, not a perfect performance. Now, what's so cool about this slide is how it just lays it all out. On one side, you have all those feelings that fuel our anxiety, feeling distant, disqualified, alone. But then you look at the other side and you have the fact, an inseparable bond, the one constant. The truth is simply stronger than the feeling. So when it says nothing can separate you, what does that really include? Well, it includes everything you see here. Your absolute worst days, your most regrettable past mistakes, your deepest fears about tomorrow, your current struggles, even those parts of yourself that you're deeply, deeply ashamed of. So the crucial point is this simple but profound rule. Nothing means nothing. There's no fine print, there's no secret clause that kicks in and disqualifies you when you mess up again. It is an absolute guarantee that you can hold on to release that shame and let go of fear. And this truth, when you really start to lean your weight on it, it becomes your unshakable anchor. It gives you a completely different kind of peace and security that isn't dependent on you having it all together. Here's how you can actually start putting this into practice. First, just like we talked about, identify the lie you're believing. Second, challenge that lie directly with the fact that nothing can separate you. And third, consciously make the choice to let go of that specific worry, knowing it's tied to a lie, not to the truth. And this, right here, might be the most comforting part of it all. This love isn't some reward waiting for you after you finally get your life together. It's already yours, right now, exactly as you are, in the middle of the mess, full of questions and feeling your weakness.
So what's the big takeaway here? This isn't about pretending you don't have worries or fears. It's not about ignoring your very real feelings. It's about anchoring them to a truth that is stronger and more permanent than they are. It's about finding a constant that holds you steady, even when you feel adrift. In closing, if this idea of an unshakable anchor resonated with you, like and share this link. Thanks for joining us.